So what went wrong? Who is really buying these properties? Skyrocketing prices? That numbers could be skewed. Developers were hesitant. The changes in the new land law, $16 billion, too little and too late. This market's still a high-stakes real estate gamble. The difference between your tax system and the Vietnam tax system. So in my personal opinion, so do you think that $700,000 is a lot for a 4-bedroom in Vietnam? You'd be surprised. You better hold on to your hat because that is just the beginning of what's happening in the Vietnam real estate market. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about whether Vietnam has been rebounding since last year, or is it an optical illusion in a sinking ship to lure investors into Vietnam? From legislative changes slated for 2025, directed at Vietnamese overseas, to the murky waters that foreigners have to go through to invest into Vietnam. We will peel back the layers of how to invest into Vietnam and whether it's a land of opportunity that you think, or whether it's just clever marketing disguised to lure people to come invest into Vietnam. So stay with us as we uncover the hard truth and the hidden dynamics of investing into Vietnam with data and unbiased expert analysis. So let's get started. Hello, my name is Ken Duong, international and business immigration attorney for over 15 years, helping individuals and companies buy and invest into the Vietnam real estate market, including development, sales, Airbnb, and other short-term rentals as well. But in order for us to continue to get to 500 videos and 50,000 subscribers, we just want to ask for your time of 2 seconds, and it's free, in order to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can get to 50,000 by next month and then 100,000 in the future. So let's rewind a little bit and set the scene. The Vietnamese government in the last few years have attempted with policies, with incentives in order to lure foreign investors and also Vietnamese overseas to come and buy property in Vietnam. But to be honest, it has been less than stellar. As a matter of fact, the majority of transactions were between the price range of $76,000 and $96,000 and concentrated in the first half of 2022. Last year, recording its lowest number in Chi Minh City of new projects, with only 180 new projects last year. So what went wrong? In a nutshell, the collapse happened because of skyrocketing prices, banking regulations for any loans, and the uncertainty of the global market. Thus, investors were holding tight to their monies. Additionally, there were not many new projects because developers were hesitant. There was cautiousness amongst the potential buyers, and also the legal and new construction regulations halted the projects from starting. To give you an idea, last year alone, the townhouse and villa transactions dropped by 92% in the key region, and 1,300 real estate related companies filed for bankruptcy. We are talking about a market in free fall with the lowest recorded in history, especially in Bình Dương, accounting for 45% of that decline. Moreover, 21% of the businesses were suspended operations, and 29% of those were awaiting dissolution procedures. Now that you understand where we're coming from and the real estate market last year, let's look at the current conditions of the real estate market right now. So even with all the gloomy information we have provided, there appears to be no silver lining. But yet there's a surprise. With an increase of 6.7% on the price per square meter, up to an average of $16,000 per square meter in the last quarter, that is a 10% increase year on year from last year. With a slight uptick of 2%, the townhouses are selling for $7,500 to $8,500 per square meter. But in reality, who is really buying these properties in a desperate bid by developers to create luxury and high-end products and townhouses? Townhouses in Thu Duc City are costing over $930,000 per property. And these other villas that are more high-end are costing over $1.2 million. With the cautiousness of the buyers, there's only a 20% absorption rate. So thus, there's still 80% of these townhouses and villas that are not being sold. This hesitancy is compounded by the low expected yields of only 1 to 1.5% for 2024. Looking ahead, JLL predicts that there will be roughly 1,500 new townhouses and villas for 2024, and Savills predicted that will be 4,800 villas and townhouses by 2026. Due to the hesitancy, low competitive prices, and low yield, it would be very difficult in order to sell these particular asset class. Amidst the chaos, there is some optimism and possibly a rebound in the real estate sector for businesses. So in 2024, there was an increase of 146% of real estate related businesses opening up. However, that number could be skewed because the previous year, 1,300 real estate related services had already closed. So therefore, that small rebound is quite predictable. Despite a slight dip in the number of new firms, the capital injection shows a strong positive trend towards investments in this sector. In fact, the real estate services contributed significantly with $3.2 million of services rendered, which is an increase of 10% from last year's all-time low. CBRE highlights the potential for a market recovery with the changes in the new land law that will increase investor confidence. Notable projects like the new luxury apartments along Mai Chi Tho Street are getting high demand due to its lower price of only $4,900 per square meter, launched in mid-March. And looking ahead, CBRE predicts that there will be an increase in the price of apartments of roughly 3% with an introduction of 8,000 new units in 2024. In the low-rise housing projects will continue to increase by 4% per year due to the constrained supply. In addition, Savills anticipates a strong foreign direct investment sustained by the country's economic resurgence and stable exchange rates. Entering a very special group of Vietnamese overseas who are looking at the changes in the law and increases in their property rights to buy some of these higher-end properties in Vietnam. This diaspora of Vietnamese all over the world, accounting for roughly about 7 million people from developed countries such as the US, Canada, Australia, Germany, France, and many other parts of the world are coming to buy in Vietnam. The remittances estimated in 2023 to be $16 billion that are favorably brought into Vietnam, and in the coming years will be mostly to buy real estate here in Vietnam. Will this group of overseas Vietnamese be the savior of the Vietnam real estate market? We will find out. Or they're just finding opportunities to be able to live, invest, and retire here in Vietnam. Or are they too little and too late? So what about foreigners investing into Vietnam? Post-2025, the landscape for foreign investors looks to be quite murky. With no new policies easing the entry, the role of the foreigner seems to be on thin ice. But does that mean that Vietnam does not want foreigners to invest? I don't think so, because there are many property classes aside from land that foreigners can own. And we've made many videos on that subject, so you can click on the right-hand corner to see how you as a foreigner can buy properties in Vietnam. By the way, since we're talking about real estate, I want to take a quick minute to let you know that we have crafted a real estate investment package services to make it easy and smooth for you to understand how to buy real estate in Vietnam. And here is what we will do in that package. Number one, we will do developer verification, looking at the credibility and the history of the developer. Number two, construction verification, making sure the contractor for the project itself has a great track record, has good workmanship, and will deliver what they promised. Number three, financial reviews, looking at the banks that are providing the lending and also the payment structure of the project itself. Number four, legal check. We'll look at the purchase and sale agreement, the pink book, or in some cases, the red book, to make sure all the legal documents are in place for the purchase. Number five, tax advice, making sure you understand the difference between your tax system and the Vietnam tax system, including the transfer tax, the purchase and sale tax, and any capital gains tax as well. Number six, the ownership advice, making sure that you can legally own as a foreigner, as a local, as joint tenants, or other available options of ownership as well. Number seven, investment advice, making sure that if it's an investment property, that you have the proper investment strategy. And finally, most important, number eight, is the payment structure, or we've created an escrow payment structure similar to Western countries, but not available in Vietnam, whereby you can transfer the money into our attorney IOTA account in the United States, and we will act as your escrow for a very small nominal fee. To get more information and a detailed plan to decide whether you want to invest or relocate your home to Vietnam, click on the description below. We have a real estate intake form to ask a few questions about how and what you want to invest to in Vietnam. So in my personal opinion, there will still be a turbulent 2025 for the real estate market because we're unsure if it's a dying breed of what once was a thriving market, or is this market still a high-stakes real estate gamble? I predict that there will be a lot of foreign direct investment in the real estate market, especially individual purchases, to help rebound and recover the economy. But let's see what happens in 2025, as we don't have a globe to tell the future. But I still think that the real estate market will recover within the next 12 to 24 months. So what are your thoughts on this video? Do you think the market will rebound? So if you're considering about investing, what kind of information do you need in order to invest? And what are things that keep you up at night about this market? Comment below and let us know. We'll be happy to answer for you. So as you've seen in the real estate market in Vietnam, there are many diverse and varied opportunities, but it's also very dynamic and needs very careful consideration to this market. But of course, if you want expert advice, click on the like and subscribe button for expert information and advice about investing into Vietnam, and also share with your friends the information that we've given. But we also have made hundreds of other videos about the real estate market in Vietnam as well, and we'd be happy to share it with you. So as always, on behalf of Duong Global, my name is Ken Duong. My team and I are always here happy to help you understand the market, research the market, invest, and then also to manage and expand your portfolio as well. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.